that new whip. Hey, who did it do drip?
And we're live.
Welcome to BETT Records, where we talk about hot topics, ideas, and all the shit you really want to hear.
Here we go.
Ben, what's up, you ugly motherfucker? You middle-aged Dutch woman, ugly Napoleon Dynamite-looking ass motherfucker.
He should stop shaking his camera.
I know you're probably sitting there right now with your little pedo smile, your little big-ass ears, your octagon-shaped head. You think this is a fucking game. You think this is a fun payday. You think this is a way to get clout. And yeah, you might be right, but I promise, April 17th will be the worst day of your fucking life. Just as I asked Nate Robinson's kids not to watch the fight, I will ask your kids not to do the same. So Ben Askren's kids, wife, please don't watch this because your dad will be bloodied, unconscious on the fucking canvas April 17th. And I don't want you guys to see that. I mean, you already saw him get knocked out in 5 seconds by Masvidal. I mean, your kids are probably going to school getting made fun of because their dad got knocked out in 5 seconds, and then he's going to get knocked out by Jake Paul. So please leave them out of this. You fucked up, Ben, by taking this fight. And April 17th, I promise to my team, my family, my brother who's there right next to you right now, I promise to make you go down in history as the world's worst UFC fighter. You're dumb as fuck, bro. April 17th, I'm going to show the world just how big of a bitch you are. I'm going to make you my bitch. I fucking promise that. And P.S., I know a good barber who can help you cut that Brillo pad off the top of your fucking head. Peace out, guys. Logan, what's up?
See,
You know the the funny thing about that is he calls shut the fuck up. You know, Jake Paul calls Ben Askren ugly, but President Trump called Ben Askren a young male model.
Yeah, and look where Trump's at, bro. Banned from everywhere.
Yeah, because of libtards.
Does that guy even work here anymore?
April 17th. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Jake Paul is gonna knock Ben Askren out, bro.
Jake Paul has the most punchable face in the world.
Yeah.
If I just saw him, like, I would just want to punch him in the face, and I would break his orbital bone.
So you're really gonna sit there right next to me and say that Jake Paul is gonna knock out Ben Askren?
Yeah, what the
So hear me out. So Ben Askren was UFC, correct?
He was UFC, Bellator, and won championship.
Right. And I know he did
And
wrestling.
he won the title in Bellator and in one
Right.
championship.
I know he mainly did wrestling most of his life.
Yep. He
So
wrestled
right
at,
now we have
Missouri
a wrestler.
and wrestled in the Olympics too.
We have a wrestler versus a striker. A striker, a speed demon, the problem child, the fastest man with the gloves.
Okay, well, the same thing happened with Conor Khabib. It was wrestler versus striker, and Khabib knocked Conor down. He threw a punch and hit him, and he dropped to the ground.
But there's no ground wrestling, bro, in UFC, bro. You look at the two training tapes, bro. You look at them. I think we talked about the Jake Paul punching bag a long time ago. He's just running,
bags.
bro.
You guys got training bag video clips. Wow.
Yeah. So anybody can hit
Askren's
it.
got real fight footage.
Yeah.
Anybody,
There's a difference.
Anybody can hit a bag. Bro.
anybody can hit a heavy bag. The heavy bag doesn't hit back.
Has Ben Askren boxed yet? Has he had a real boxing match?
No, he hasn't, but he's about to have one, and he's
That's
about
true.
to win.
Well, because he already retired, bro. He retired in
Yeah,
2019.
he had hip surgery too.
So what the fuck is he doing, bro?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Like Jake Paul's calling him out, saying that he's the easiest guy. Oh, let's call out Ben Askren, 30-something years old, just had hip surgery, doesn't know how to strike. Yeah, he's easy. I'll take him. In the press conference, he was like, Ben said that, and he was like, if I wanted the easy fight, I would take Dylan Dennis. I'm like, no, Ben Askren is the easiest fight, and Ben's still gonna take you.
Yeah, you're still gonna get whooped by this guy.
That's
dude.
fair. I think Dylan would be no competition
and
after an 80, bro.
The funniest thing about Jake Paul and Dylan Dennis was that video where Jake Paul pulled up on Dylan Dennis doing an interview and called him. And then he started throwing water balloons and toilet paper, and he was calling him a pussy. And right as he got close to the car, he was like, dip, dip, dip.
Yeah.
And right afterwards, Dylan Dennis posted a meme. He said, Jake Paul after calling Dylan Dennis a pussy and throwing water balloons at him. It was a picture of Forrest Gump running. and I'm like, oh, you're calling Dylan Dennis the pussy?
Bro,
you were like, dip, dip, dip.
You know Jake Paul's game, bro. publicity, bro. He's one of the arguably the most controversial YouTubers, social media influencer, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, because he's
of
a
our time.
psychopath.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, bro.
Yes, he is.
Go for it. What do you got on that?
You ever seen that video where they did? I think it was him and Erica. They were doing
Who?
like a
Like
trivia.
couple thing or what? Yeah.
Yeah, they were doing that, and there was a trivia, and then afterwards, the girl on the opposing team, Jake, he shoved her, and like he didn't apologize for it ever. And then
Yep.
everything. They built that giant Jenga tower? You
Oh,
know
yeah,
that
the
one?
cups thing or
and then
what?
it fell and it broke someone's foot, and like he was recording, he's like, "Oh my god, awesome!" Like he had no concern for the person who was hurt. That's one sign of a psychopath: is somebody who has no concern for others if they get hurt.
How long ago? Do you know how long ago these videos have been? I would guess it's probably
Year or
early
two?
Vine days. I was
Year
gonna
or
say
two?
probably
Yeah.
2 years. I'm gonna guess way early Vine days, bro. Jake Paul is a new man, bro. He's had his
not
problems.
Vine days.
He had his old manager, bro. He had his old
2
old
years is
manager.
not Vine days. Vine ended in like 2015.
Oh yeah, a long time
bro.
ago. But within the past year, even his manager got him into some trouble with some guns and some shit, bro. He's been around bad
manager
people
did
his
it?
all life. Correct. Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
It was his manager's fault.
Correct. 100%. He
Oh,
wasn't there.
okay.
Jake Paul wasn't
So
there.
it wasn't his fault. It was his manager's fault.
Bro, Jake Paul is trying to make
That sounds
the best of his life right now, bro. He's
super
been going
sad.
ham with music. He's been going hard with training. Ben Askren, I get he's a wrestler. I get he's in
So-
UFC. He's had some matches. But Jake Paul's been training hard for UFC, bro. 3 years.
for UFC or for boxing?
For boxing,
Because if he went
correct.
into
Not really
UFC,
for
he would get
UFC.
killed.
No,
Easily.
are we fight? Are they
That's the
fighting in
one
the UFC? Are they fighting in the
But
UFC?
I-
No,
the
they
thing
are
that
fighting
really-
a boxing
the
match.
thing that gets really mad is like he's calling out these UFC fighters. He's like, "Oh, come to my game. You're a little bitch."
Yeah.
And I'm just like Conor McGregor, like all those UFC fighters. They're just like, "Okay, you're picking the easy way to beat me.
Yeah.
Why don't you come and actually challenge me in
Why
a
don't you
real
play their
fight?"
game?
All right, Justin.
Yeah, play their game.
I know you're in this, the
A
the
real
UFC.
fight. Boxing is not a fight.
I know you're in the boxing UFC world a little bit more than I am. Sugar Shane Mosley. What
Sugar
is
Shane Mosley.
What's he got for a track record? Is he like that good or what? Like what's going
Yeah,
on?
Shane
here?
Mosley was really good. There was I forget the guy's name who he fought. He was from Argentina.
Okay.
And the guy was trying to get into his head. So after a press conference, they did a face-off. And right after the face-off was gone, he grabbed Shane Mosley's girlfriend's ass. And then a
Really?
huge fight broke out. And then they met again for a face-off. They were about to face-off, and then the guy Shane Mosley was fighting lit a cigarette for the face-off. And like was
Really?
smoking it in Shane Mosley's face. And Shane was like, "What the fuck is this?" And then he
Yeah.
slaps the cigarette out of his mouth and shoves him, which I would
Damn.
fucking do too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
That
saying,
is
bro.
extremely
Well,
disrespectful.
I figured if he has a nickname like Sugar, bro, shit, he must have had a good track record. You know what I mean? Jake Paul trained with him for months and months and months, bro. I believe they went to Alaska. They did a bunch of mental things, even let alone training, just to become fit and just to become as quick as he is. I mean, we've all seen the jump rope videos of Jake Paul. He's nuts, bro. He's got some
Anybody
quick
can know
feet,
how to
bro.
jump rope.
Exactly, bro. But this is like nothing other. Nothing other. Go check that shit out for sure.
I have seen
But
it.
I don't know, bro. He's pretty damn good. But the thing is, so like even in Alaska, fuck. I think he's training in Miami right now.
Yeah,
But
he was
back,
training with Jorge Masvidal.
yes, exactly. He's training with some good people, bro, that have been in the game. They've got skin.
But Jorge
in the
Masvidal is
field,
not
bro.
a boxer.
I know. I agree.
And when I saw that he was training with Jorge Masvidal, and he put that video out, I think the only reason he is to get in Ben's head. In the press conference, he was like saying like Jorge Masvidal knocked you out in 5 seconds, and I'm going to do the same. And Ben was like, "You can't throw knees in boxing." He's like, "Doesn't
True.
matter. I'm still going to do that."
This is my biggest question with Ben Askren. He retired from injury. We get it. He's got a family. Like, family life is everything. Like, honestly, if you know what I mean, if you already have your career kind of set, I would do the same thing. Comes out of retirement, is gonna try and knock the newbie out of his little chair and whatever. But he's an MMA fighter, bro. He's not a boxer. Is he gonna be able to take all these hits, bro? Jake Paul has got some heat behind it. We have seen the videos on that. We have not seen Ben Askren's heat punching videos, and maybe that's on purpose.
So you question Ben Askren's chin. Have you ever seen the fight between Ben Askren and Robbie Lawler?
Oh,
His first
I don't
UFC
doubt
fight?
the chin, but like I said, just MMA. You know,
Chin
ground.
is everything in boxing. Watch that Ben Askren versus Robbie Lawler. Robbie ran a in the words of Kamaru Usman, Robbie Lawler ran a Mack truck through Ben Askren's face, and he survived. Ben went for a takedown, then Robbie picked him up, slammed him, and went full savage mode, just punching him. Mm-hmm. I was watching them like, they're going to stop it. Ben survived, and he finished the fight with a bulldog choke, which to a lot of people was a controversial finish because he had him in the choke, and he never tapped, and then Herb Dean stopped it, and Robbie jumped up immediately and was like, what are you doing? And the reason I think that was a good stoppage by Herb Dean was because if you look at Robbie Josh, you've seen that video, right? Have you watched that one? Robbie Lawler versus Ben Askren?
Oh, yep.
So, Ben had him in the bulldog choke, like the big brother choke, you know? Like
Yep.
that, head right here. And Robbie had his hand here, and like he had it for a couple seconds, and then Robbie's arm dropped like this. Like it went straight down.
Like
And
limp,
it-
yeah.
Yeah, and then there was like camera footage that showed like as soon as it dropped, Herb was like, Robbie, you good? Like he touched the arm, shook it, it was limp, but then Robbie did like a thumbs up, like low down. He didn't go like this. He was just like down, like thumbs up. Herb stopped the fight.
I don't know, bro. Ben
from that
Askren
fight-
cannot sleep on this fight, bro. If he
Obviously
sleeps
not.
just like the last fight, bro,
doubt he sleeps,
baby Ben, 5-second baby Ben from last fight, bro.
Masvidal.
Come on, bro. Come
What
on,
about
wake
Masvidal?
up, Ben.
No, not
You better
that
be
fight.
ready for this because you got a hard hitter
He's
coming
talking
your
about the
way,
Masvidal
bro.
fight.
That's exactly
Yeah,
what I'm
that's what I'm
talking
saying,
about.
right? The Masvidal fight. Okay, Jake Paul and Masvidal are not even
You
near
can't
the same
throw
person,
you
bro.
can't throw
Yeah.
knees in boxing.
And I'm not even saying that. That's what I'm saying. Ben Askren needs to be fucking ready, bro.
Oh my God.
I
He
guarantee
needs to be
you
ready,
he's
bro.
ready.
Because he
What-
was not ready for that shit, dude.
Okay.
Jake Paul's got some shit
Do you
planned. You already
think?
know
Do you
this,
think
but-
anybody was like expecting that to happen?
Dude, you gotta expect.
It
You
was-
gotta predict
honestly, I'm
the
gonna say this.
unpredictable.
I'm gonna say this. That knee was the luckiest knee of all time.
And either way, it's coming from
Fair.
fucking Masvidal, not from Jake Paul. All right.
Journeyman George Masvidal.
I don't know. I really just hope he's awake for that shit. My biggest question is what. So let's say Ben Askren wins. What happens to both these guys? Starting with Ben Askren, what happens to his career?
Well, they asked him in the press conference. They were just like, "If you win this, like, are you gonna go after the other brother, Logan?" He was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?
That's
Expose
probably
all
what
the
I'd do.
Pauls."
Fuck it, yeah. Honestly,
And
ride
do
the
it.
train. That's what I would do. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, it at the very least, it just solidifies Askren and definitely puts Paul in his place. It puts Jake Paul in his place where he probably should be, honestly.
Is this like a redemption match for Askren?
I
Because
don't think so,
was his last match the knockout or no? I believe
No.
it was. No, he had a
No, it
comeback one.
wasn't.
Okay. He did fight again.
The last one, so it was 3. It was 3 months after the knockout loss to Jorge Masvidal. He fought arguably the greatest submission artist of all time, Damian Maia. And they actually did have a little striking bout there, but Ben ultimately lost by submission,
Sure.
which is nothing to like be ashamed of because Damian Maia is one of the greatest grapplers of all time.
You know, and that's the other thing. Again, we're going back to the grappling thing, dude. Ben Askren is not used to just staying on his feet, and he's not used to just worrying about the punches. You know
But
what I
my
mean?
question to you is, do you think,
I
like,
think
when
it'd
he
be
was a
easier
mixed
for
martial
him.
artist, do you think that he only trained grappling and just said, yeah, fuck the striking?
Of
Like,
course not. But I think his,
And
his.
he prepared, he has 6 knockouts
Talking
on
about
his
a
on his
professional
record.
fighter.
Yeah, I think maybe the biggest thing for him coming up to this is his motor instincts of, oh shit, he's gonna go to grab my leg. You can't do that.
No.
Do you think that's gonna be a factor at all? I think it definitely could be just because he's so used to that field. He's a wrestling
Well, he's
instructor,
had
bro.
practice and
He's a
everything.
wrestling
Can
instructor.
you repeat that
instructor.
again?
But
I
he's
missed
had-
it.
I think he's gonna just react to more of the grappling
He's gonna play
situations,
like it's UFC, but
and
he's not.
I think he's gonna defend kind of the grabs.
I wouldn't mind
even though
seeing,
it's not coming.
Well, there's
Jake
clinches in
catching an
boxing.
accidental knee right off.
I don't know, man.
Sorry. Hold habit.
I suppose, but boxing is a little bit more like penalized and shit. Like they watch that stupid little hit, like the Logan Paul shit. That should never happen.
What if Ben Askren's just like, you know what? Fuck the rules. This guy's a douchebag. Just goes in for the boxing, just picks Jake Paul up and just drops him on his head.
bro? I don't know, but
I would love to see that.
I still think. All right, we know that when the press conference happened, we know the picture. That's the picture.
Right.
Baby Ben got the last laugh. We get it, okay? He put a hand in his face, and that
Jake
was it.
Paul
You know,
slapped him like a little bitch.
but everything
Jake
before
doesn't
that,
have a fighter's instinct. He looks like a pampered kid.
3 years of
It
training.
doesn't matter how
That's
many
it,
years.
bro.
Oh, 3 years. Ben
It doesn't
Askren has
matter
20
though.
years
In
on
order to
him.
make it to the pros, you have to have that.
The experience, I get it,
No, not just the experience. You have to have that switch that you can flip.
bro.
Jake just doesn't have it. He's
I think
a
he has.
showman.
I think he has the heart.
It doesn't
He has the
matter
heart
how
and
hard.
dedication,
Okay.
bro.
You're not gonna win
At
a
that
fight
level,
with
in a
heart,
professional
bro.
level, it's like heart doesn't matter. For like a YouTube fight, yes, you're just doing it because you enjoy it. But it's
Chill.
like for fighting, it's different.
The biggest thing with Jake Paul too is we have only seen him go 2 rounds maximum. Knocked out opponent number 1. Knocked out little baby Nate Robinson as well.
Who was the first opponent?
The first opponent was on whatever. I was gonna say the on
Not a
not
real
the real
fan,
one.
huh?
But the second one was a real fight against Gibb, which he's a fucking idiot too.
Yeah,
and he
so
was trying to back
basically-
up KSI, and he kind of was like a rag doll. I get it.
So
get
basically,
it.
Jake Paul's only 2 victories are against 2 tomato cans.
But I agree.
tomato cans.
I agree. You know, you could call him loaves
Like
of bread.
how
too.
can
I
he
mean,
call himself like saying, "I'm a legitimate boxer. I knocked out an athlete." And I'm like, you knocked out
Bro.
a non-fighter. You knocked out a washed-up
My
slam
prediction-
dunk champion. That's not a fighter, and you're already claiming yourself
My
to be a real
prediction
fighter.
is first round knockout Ben Askren.
Dude, that would be hype as fuck.
There's no way.
First round.
There's no chance, dude. There's
First
no
round.
chance.
I'm gonna
KO,
go. How many rounds is it?
Trenton would cry.
8.
I'm gonna
Trenton
go.
would cry.
Third round knockout.
Third round. Who?
Askren's gonna knock out Jake
Askren.
Paul.
Okay.
Justin,
I'm
what you
gonna say
got?
Askren wins by decision.
Decision. Okay.
I think it's going decision. Man, what you
Because
got?
I will say this: Ben doesn't have power, but he has precision.
Did you say round 5?
And
you,
precision beats power.
Okay.
Precision beats power, and timing beats speed. You don't need to. So there's a reason that Ben Askren's nickname is Funky, because he brings in a really interesting style into a fight.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
you see, like the way he strikes.
It's unorthodox.
just like-
It's
yeah,
not
it's
a real
not like-
style. Yep. It is hard to judge.
It's stuff that you don't expect.
That's fair.
That's
But-
what I think. First round, baby.
And I think the other advantage Jake Paul has on that, like I said, he's been dedicated to the sport for 3 years now. Oh, whip-de-doo. Ben Askren's been in there for, like we said, 20 years at least. Easy wrestling. I'll include it. Like I said, different sport, but same kind of category. I think Jake Paul has more footage. More, like it is an
Footage
unorthodox
of what?
style
Punching bags.
of Ben Askren in multiple different fights, bro.
Oh,
his
you're
actual
talking
his
about Ben
actual
Askren.
one
Yeah.
twos. His actual I get like I
Yeah,
said,
but
the
that's
UFC thing
different.
is different.
That wasn't an octagon though. That wasn't in a
a
boxing.
1-2
ring.
in an octagon
Because-
is totally different.
Because
bro.
like in an octagon, you have more room to walk and punch. In a boxing ring, you have to stand there and actually go. There's no like walking and punching. It's just like stationary. Like they're in front of you, you're gonna punch. Like there's no just like here and there. It's like you walk and you punch, but you're not like walking and like going. And
I know,
all power.
but your movements and your angle of your punches probably won't change.
And do you think that Ben Askren, when he was in MMA, was training with actual strikers and learning how to strike? Because
Obviously, it didn't work very well.
Because I see how you're. What do you mean? He has 6 knockouts on his record.
Huh. Well, his footage still looks like he sucks, but you can continue. It's fine.
Okay, and that was in an octagon. That wasn't in a boxing ring.
That is fair.
You're gonna find out on Saturday.
That is fair.
we're gonna learn.
We
today,
will find
baby.
out.
I guess we'll
Or
see what
tomorrow,
happens.
I guess you're gonna learn.
Yes, because it's coming out Friday. What do you think? So we talked about Ben Askren. He's already retired.
Retired
he wins,
from MMA.
Right, correct.
The only reason he came out is because Jake Paul offered him a good paycheck, and he was like, easy money.
Because he's not
Absolutely.
he's not dumb like Connor, bro. You get a couple million, we'll
Yeah, how
turn
the
it
fuck
down.
Jake
Come
Paul
on.
says he can beat Conor McGregor, and you're actually talking to a guy who's a practitioner in striking, who's an actual striker, and his argument was, you're 0-1 in boxing, and I'm 2-0 in boxing. Yeah, Conor McGregor fought arguably the greatest boxer of all time, and you fought 2 non-fighters who, like, basically just threw on gloves and like, all right, I'm going to give this a try.
Yeah. which is fair. But he's not gonna. I don't think Ben Askren's gonna come back to the sport, whether he
To
wins or
MMA?
loses. I think any sport, to be honest, to boxing,
Well, he's
anything. I
coaching
mean,
now.
He
He coaches
yep.
at Askren Wrestling Academy
Yes,
in
he has his own.
Wisconsin.
Yep, I did know he had his own.
Yep,
wrestling
I
academy.
visited that gym.
Really? That's
Yeah.
interesting. The
It was
heck?
pretty cool. I was like, look, the only reason so on my drive back, I was like, I want to see if he's there. I want to see the curly head guy.
Yeah, lettuce head or what? Lettuce head.
Yeah, and his thick wife. His wife's really beautiful.
There you go, dude. So here, Justin, I want your honest opinion, Justin, on this. All right. What? So if Jake Paul wins, Justin, what happens to his career after that? If he wins, help me here. What do you think is gonna happen for his next boxing matchup lineup? Who's he gonna call out? What's gonna happen? You gotta quick. What do you think? Is he gonna go for McGregor?
Well,
right away, or-
obviously, he's going to be like, oh, I want Conor McGregor. Conor, stop being a bitch. So here's something you need to know about. For the viewers listening right now who don't know anything about combat sports, nothing is given in combat sports. Jake Paul is like calling out McGregor like he's earned it. He has not earned a Conor McGregor fight. True. To earn a big payday like that, you need to earn it. If he does get through Ben Askren, he's going to be like, oh, I beat like this world-class guy.
Yes.
But you beat a guy who's not like known for striking.
Like,
If you
washed
ask
up,
me,
yeah.
So
if you ask me,
Yeah, go ahead.
if he does beat Ben Askren, I think he should fight KSI.
I
Because
agree.
there's definitely some bad blood there.
Yes.
You know, KSI beat his brother, and like they've been calling each other out for like what, 3 years now?
ever since Logan Paul's fight. So right after Logan Paul lost by decision for the second time by the dumbest call in boxing history, but it's fine. That's maybe a
It
conversation
was
for a different
it was
day.
a split decision.
No, he lost a point for a penalty.
Yep,
That's
I
what it
remember
was.
that.
Yes, that's what it was. He was lost by 1 point.
What, he
Anyways,
kick him in
So-
the nuts
so-
or something.
dude, no, it was dumb. He did a
would've been
punch
a- it-
after the bell rang.
It would have been a draw on that point.
Yeah, which it should have been. Anyways, Jake Paul right after that, heartbroken. He said and felt that his family name was tarnished by KSI. So right after that, called out KSI for how long? He's trying to prove his career right now, and we talked a little bit before this. They just had a press conference with Jake Paul, asked him about, hey, KSI is like ready to fight you. What do you say?
He turned it down.
Jake Paul is focused, bro. Jake Paul is ready, focused, and he is alive. He is woke, bro. The problem child has awoken from the cave.
So my question to you, Trenton, who do you think's better, Logan or Jake?
This is a great question. Man, dude.
It's hard
Because-
to answer when you're that
so-
big of a
Because in-
fanboy.
I know, bro.
In the press conference between Ben Askren and Jake Paul, Ben was like, oh, who's better between you and him? He's like, me, absolutely. And that's really kind of douchey because one time Nate Diaz and Nick Diaz, they were doing like a little interview at Nick Diaz Jiu-Jitsu in Stockton, California. And they asked Nick, who's the better fighter out of all you? And Nick said, that's a really stupid question. That's my fucking brother right there. Why would I talk shit about my brother?
No, that's fair.
Like, we train every day. We've grown up together. I'm not going to sit here and bash my brother. And Jake just, like, broke the brother code. Like, he was just basically saying, like, oh, my brother sucks. Like, I'm better than him. He
he
sucks
has
at
said it
boxing.
multiple times. And
That's not a real brother right there, then. Like, if I was clearly better than my brother and someone asked me that, I would just be like, that's really stupid. Like, why would you ask me that question? That's my brother. I love him to death. Like, I'm not going to say that. Like, I would never want to fight him either because he's my brother. He's my blood. I'm not going to fight him.
you know what?
We train every single day to make each other better. It's not a competition between us. The reason we train together is because we love each other and we want the best for each other. It's
Yeah.
not to prove that one's better than the other.
And I know, and you guys probably know as well that Logan Paul is moving to Puerto Rico, but he's spending time with
Is he?
Jake in Florida. Correct. Yep. He's
Yep.
moving from California, going to Puerto Rico, gonna check out what's going on down there, see what's up, get out of the tax bullshit in Cali, because that shit is fucked up. But he's been training with Jake. Like, there's no bad blood between it. Jake is like that confident, and I think it is partially
But
for
when
I think
Jake
it's partially
said
for
that-
the social media presence. I think he's like, yo, bro, like I'm definitely easily better than my brother. bam.
But when
TMZ snapshots it, posts it on the top thing because Jake Paul is the top like trending person in the world
when
right now.
he says that, though, I think that there is some beef between them. Like, sometimes siblings don't get along.
You know,
Like,
and hey man, every
if Jake
sibling.
Paul were smart, like, he would say, like, why would I say that? Like, it's my brother. I love him to death. I'm not going to say anything like that to bash him. I'm not going to bash my brother. When he said, like, oh, I'm better than my brother, that just shows me that they probably aren't good right now, on good terms right now.
I hear you. I haven't heard anything with that.
Because I think Logan...
I catch up with them both.
I think
you know
Logan's a... This may be a little controversial, but I think Logan's a way better person than Jake
Oh,
is.
definitely.
I don't disagree with that.
Excluding the Logan
Controversial.
thing in Japan where he
Of course.
filmed that dead body, that kind of turned me off to Logan. But like
Yep.
if we're talking genuine
Yeah.
personalities, I think
Yeah.
Logan's a
No,
way
I
better
agree.
person
I
than
think,
Jake.
I think Logan honestly might be like trying to distance himself from Jake.
Yeah.
I think it is
But yeah,
possibly a thing.
E-Man,
Yeah.
final remarks, buddy.
Hey, I'm just saying.
What do we think is gonna happen with the fight?
Sorry, Trench is gonna be crying.
No, bro.
I think so too. I
Trust
think
me, next episode. Trench
I think
is gonna be
I think he's
post-fight.
gonna be sad as fuck for like a week.
My
bro.
biggest worry is I know that Jake Paul goes in swinging, bro. He, like I said, he's
gonna
super
catch
quick.
A counter.
I'm just worried that he'll be
He's
gassed
walking
out.
into- he's
That's a
walking into
really
fight that's too big for him. I think.
That's why
We
I
have
told
never-
you,
we have
he
never
doesn't
seen him
have
go
a fighter's
past-
stamina.
Yeah, we've never seen him go past 2 rounds.
So
That's what
let me
I said
just
He's
say,
training
Right.
for it. He's ready for it. I
let
know
me just
he
say
is.
that is
but
a
we haven't
really
seen it.
that's a really stupid thing to do in a fight unless if you and your opponent are
Right.
like say one opponent's up here and
Yeah.
one's down here, then okay, yeah, go for it. But if it's
So-
like
Don't go
controversial, like
swinging,
okay,
yeah.
if you like go for everything, Jake Paul who's fought 2 nobodies, and and Ben Askren who's like who's fought like against the best. If Jake comes in and tries to like, try to end it quickly, he's gonna get gassed. And he's going to miss because Ben knows what it's like to be in with true strikers who
Yeah.
try to be aggressive with him.
You know, I think they might both have that idea going in. Go easy the first couple rounds and kill it. Nate Robinson fight. We did see Jake Paul kind of lay off, bro.
Yeah,
he
and
did.
how shitty did Nate Robinson look?
No, I agree, but it did take him 2 rounds to knock him out because Jake Paul was, reading his opponent. He was surveying the playing field. He did not.
He
go
didn't
for
even
the
have to
knockout.
do that. If he went for the knockout, he would have gone for it.
I know, I hear you.
Because I was watching that fight, and after it happened, I was like, Nate Robinson should have never been in this fight. I don't know how the California Athletic State Commission sanctioned that fight.
Right. It really didn't look like he was prepared at all by any means.
Nate
He
Robinson
gassed,
looks like
bro.
a deer in headlights.
Yeah, it
He's-
looks like he
Yeah.
just got smoked.
And maybe it's because Jake weared him down the first round. I don't think Jake's an idiot. I don't know if you can agree with me with that or not. Fighting wise, I think he's gonna be fine. I know you're not gonna agree he's gonna win, but I think that he knows that he can't kill it the first round. We've seen it in both fights. Gibson, the fucking other
With his
YouTuber, he had on the first fight,
with
bro.
his ego, he's gonna try and go
Yeah,
for it.
but hold on. With the first fight, though, he did the same thing. It took him 2 rounds, but Gibson literally could barely stand up after the first round. He just bodied him, wore him down the first round, killed him the second. That's what he did with Nate Robinson.
And is Gibson a fighter?
I agree with you, no. Nate Robinson,
And with that-
definitely not.
I think we have a consensus that he's gonna get his shit tossed,
Yeah.
and Ben
We'll see what
Askren is
happens.
gonna
We'll see
become
what happens.
victorious. But we will see what
Yeah,
happens.
Jake Paul.
We will.
If you win this Ben Askren fight, I'm waiting for
We
you,
will
bitch.
post in our video on this upcoming Wednesday. We're gonna have a little bit of a reaction thing to
Oh,
it.
yeah, we'll recap.
Trenton's unfortunately
gonna
we're gonna
need
have to
lots
buy
of
him a box of
Kleenexes.
tissues and
I'll borrow him from Mankato. If you haven't seen that
hey,
video,
hey,
check
Shut
it
up!
out.
Shut up for a second.
might not see
Jake
Trent
Paul, if
also.
you win this fight, I'm waiting for you. All right. You can give me the big payday, and you know what? I'll give you a Happy Meal at McDonald's, bitch. Woo! All right. You got nothing on me. All right.
Wait, but
I've
does he
seen
get the
your
toy?
strike-
Does he get the toy? or
Nope, I'm keeping the fucking toy.
Ah,
You can get like the 2-piece nugget and like the small fries and like the tiny little McDoubles. Yeah, I'll give that to you if you fight me. You better give me a big payday because you're like, oh, this Justin Cadenazzo kid. He's a nobody. You've only fought nobodies, bitch. So what else is new? You're used to fighting nobodies. So if you like fighting nobodies, come at me, motherfucker.
Yeah, let us know. You know where to hit us up.
I'll
Bet
change your
Records.
fucking face, bitch. You'll never be able to look at Erica the same.
you
Oh
want-
wait, you cheated on her all the time, bitch.
Oh my god! Jesus.
There you go. Here's your next opponent. Let us know at betrecords@gmail.com.
You don't respond, you're a pussy, all right? I hope to see you in my DMs in the next couple days. If not, that shows me you're scared. Fuck you.
There we go.
Where's the outro music?
There we
I
go.
think that's all we got.
That's all we
We'll
got.
Catch you guys next time.
Jake, you're a
Peace.
fucking bitch.
I like how she move it. I like how she move it. I got that new whip. Jose the dude trip. I like how she move it. I like how she move it.